I'm gonna admit that this makes me feel not like a god. I feel like the stupidest, grossest excuse for a god. I don't feel like a god that's high and mighty. That's for damn sure. Hold on, I gotta make this better. Don't. All right. That's good. So, I get it. Nobody wants to live like shit. I've got endless victims like screaming and crying. Okay, so these countries found out the sickening evidence against the United States and Dubai. Well, these countries are having all these victims run to them, and these countries are finding all these victims, and the husbands that are worth something are finding victims everywhere. And these victims are like screaming and screaming. They keep preying on me. They keep shoving shit up my ass. These countries can give me some peace and relief, but they can't help me directly. These countries are trying to like pull me away from these bad, gross things doing this to me. But like they can't like just get me away from these people. And it's like, I don't know what to tell them. And I understand that victims don't want to suffer. And why should they when a God is on this earth? I get that. However, the United States and Dubai are backed by every evil God enemy I have ever had. And I guarantee that is an endless pile of evil God enemies. And all I can do is tell them that I'm taking the brunt of every sickening fucking thing the United States and Dubai can target me about. While killing every evil God enemy ever known. And all I can do is tell them the human's easy to kill. I have to kill the spiritual enemies. But if you would just hold on to my queen, you can check that I'm killing every fucking thing ever known and shoving it up their asses. And they just learn to die a lot. But none of them are happy. And all you can do is run my queen. And make sure these gods fuck with your brain and shit so you don't understand what 5 billion tons of endless things are doing to you in secret when you wake up all grossed out and disgusted and shit. That's all I can do. But these gods had a pretty good idea. Gods are way smarter. I'm not really good at stuff like I just sat there having a pity party and saying, you know what? This is like God and Jesus feeling so stupid because they couldn't stop cancer after people wanted to kill Jesus. I feel like an endlessly stupid loser God. When I know I'm winning and I know I'm killing everything and I know in the end they'll die and it's that easy. But it makes you feel like a loser when you can't save everybody in 2 seconds. Because you know the victim is human and fragile and they just want to be saved in 2 seconds. And like, if a God could do it, that's what we'd be doing. So these gods had a really good idea. We're going to line the buttholes of all the victims with the souls of all these enemies. Every time they take a shit, no matter whose shit's up their ass or what grossed out, poor, sad thing they're going through, there will also be razor blades and more shredding up the souls of the enemies as they take a shit everywhere. So they can at least feel empowered. And they can at least feel like they're part of things. And they can at least feel the death of all these people's souls coming out their asses. To offset how gross and disgusting and sickening it feels to be treated any which way by these fucking things. And that's all we can do. I hope it helps them. But I thought I'd make a video because, you know, people are getting empowered. They're trying to be brave and fight back, but victims get grossed out easily and don't want to suffer, and everybody understands that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put this on a video then. If there are any children of God that want to get jiggy with it, maybe children of God will say extra prayers for these poor victims, and then maybe children of God will take a shit with razor blades in their ass and the souls of these fucking gross things in their ass and help fight the fight. And like the victims can find out how many asses are shitting out souls all day until they fucking can't do this to anybody. All we can do is be empowered and join together with God's and do the best we can till all the enemies and all the problems are dead and gone. I understand that good people aren't supposed to suffer a day after God wins. Sadly, though, the United States is backed by every evil God enemy ever known. It's just not that easy. These people know how to die unthinkably. And like it's funny, and it's nothing. If I think of anything else, if the gods think of anything else, we could put razor blades throughout your whole bodies, and like spiritual razor blades could be killing the soul of your enemies or people doing this to you throughout your whole body to feel that flush of I'm a half-dead victim with the grossest fucking nightmare shit I have to go through all day, but like I can feel that flush of everything my enemies are dying in and suffering, and at some point that much suffering, that many razor blades in their soul, and like they're going to break, they're going to die enough, and they're not going to be able to hurt me anymore at some point. Maybe that'll make them feel more like victims in the fight trying to win.